Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. And on today's ride we're out on the street scrambler up in the Trough of Bowland. Couldn't resist, beautiful day, bit of blue sky creeping through, and I wanted to get out, get some miles in on this thing. First, wish you all a Merry Christmas. We're obviously in between Christmas and New Year now. Looking forward to the new year coming in, and also for stuff that's coming on the channel in 2022. Now we're coming into what used to be the old Dolphin Home little village, and also there was a mill now that's converted into houses down here. But just look at the old houses just here. These are obviously built for the workers from the mill at the time. No idea what age these are. Normally you get plaques above doors with a date stamp or something like that. But yeah, the mill was in front of us, where you see just here. Just here you've got obviously the river that comes underneath. Not sure, was it a watermill originally? But yeah, beautiful little place. Stumbled across it once when I was wandering around the Trough of Bowland. Awesome. So I hope you've all had a good Christmas and got what you wanted. I spent a lovely family Christmas up in the Lake District, which was really nice. And now I'm just enjoying a nice little break from work and just enjoying some time off, which is good. I was having a look at the Boxing Day sales. I've decided to get myself some new heated gloves. Obviously I got the Kais heated vest, which is underneath here, keeping me nice and warm. That's doing a good job. But I did notice on my gloves, now these RST Thermatech heated gloves, now these are 6 years old, so these have done 6 winters. They've never missed a beat. They last for 4 hours on the minimum. Just noticed on the suede sections that they're peeling off, so they're not doing 100% of the job that I want them to. See, these are the first generation, and I've decided to bite the bullet and buy the Paragon 6 heated gloves from RST, so the latest spec, latest version. Those should be here in a few days. Not cheap, but you know, these have lasted 6 years, so they'll last me a good old time. And I wear those for about 6 months during the winter months before we get to spring and summer. So yeah, new heated gloves on the way. Look forward to seeing if they're as good as these have been over the years. And the good thing is I've got 4 batteries for these. There'll be another set of batteries coming, so I'll have 6 batteries, which is good, and they're all interchangeable. And then what else did I get in the sales? I decided to spend a little bit of money on some titanium bolts and bits and pieces for the MT10 SP, and I've also ordered a gloss carbon front mudguard for the Yamaha. I always think that SP Special needs a little bit of carbon, but I'm not a lover of carbon, to be honest. But I do think that the carbon front mudguard would be a nice addition. I think it'll make the bike look a lot nicer. Now the only thing I wanted to have on there was the blue stripes and obviously the blue Yamaha stickers and things. I looked online. I can only buy the originals to replace and put onto the carbon mudguard. They're about 45 quid, which is ridiculous for some stickers. So that's another edition coming, and I'll show you that in a couple of videos time once it's all here and fitted. And the other thing that I did actually was I took off the Woolwich quick shifter, the auto blipper, and I've put on the standard quick shifter, which is just shifting up, not down, because I found myself not using the blipper and the downshift. And a couple of reasons for it was that you need to be pretty high up in the rev range for it to activate and work properly. But also I found when I wasn't using it and I was pulling my clutch in, blipping the throttle, changing down, I was getting a double blip, and I've had this ever since the start, or when I had it fitted. And of course when I press the shifter down, it activates a sensor and then gives a blip to the engines. So it was just a bit of a pain in the arse really. Every time I used it manually I got a double blip, which if you're on a corner or just dropping into a corner, kind of unsettle the bike a bit. So I've taken that Woolwich quick shifter off, blipper, and I'll probably put that up for sale. I think they're about 350 quid new, so I'm not sure what it's worth. If anybody's listening and wants to make me an offer, then by all means you can do. And then the other thing that's coming, not to the channel but on something else, is we've started or are about to start to do podcasts. So there'll be some links coming up, notifications of podcasts. We're going to do one a week, and they'll be available on all of the podcast sites, so keep an eye out for those. And yeah, we've got some really good topics to talk about on the podcasts, and we'll run those throughout the year. And I've started listening to quite a few podcasts now, whether I'm in the car or just at home. If I'm doing something at home, I'll just pop it on. I prefer them than having the radio on in the car now. It's just nice to listen to something around a topic that you're interested in, whereas the radio is just loads of music that I don't like, and too many commercials. So looking forward to getting cracking with those. Ordered a load of podcast equipment so we can bring those to you as well. And yeah, just out loving this Scrambler. Perfect bike for the winter, perfect second bike for the garage. And then while over Christmas I was looking through maps, trying to get some plans really for the summer months. We're going to be doing some camping trips, so into Wales and Scotland, and we're going to be using the Wingman of the Road tents. I'll pop a link in the description below. We have one of those on order coming to us. You can buy a single man tent or a two-person one, and I think I'll go for the two-person. I'll pop a picture of one on the screen now, and these are quite unique because they're made out of canvas, so they're not a crappy tent material. Really built to last, easy to put up, and just what you need really for motorcycle camping. They come rolled up like these swag bags in Australia, like they use, and you've got your sleeping bag and even your sleeping mat all rolled up into one, so they're quite nice. They roll up and then they just strap onto the back of your bike. So I'm going to do some epic camping trips and some routes, probably do some routes from the Simon Weir book that I got a while back. I've been reading that over Christmas, and some awfully nice routes around the country. But also I want to get up to the west coast of Scotland and do some trips around there. Probably get a couple of long weekends here or there. And then I do want to get over into Europe again, back down into the Black Forest. I think my wife's going to Switzerland with the kids to visit a friend, and I thought about riding down through France, down the Black Forest and into Switzerland. And our friends are based just near Geneva, so that'll be a lovely run, lovely route to take. And obviously it's all dependent upon COVID and the situation with travel, but yeah, we need to get back into European touring again. So what's your plans? What have you got planned for next year? Any trips? I still want to do the Picos in Spain. I'd love to get back to Spain again next year, but it all really depends on COVID. I see Boris and his cronies are just about to make another announcement whether we're going to have another lockdown, and I hope we can get out of this COVID period and into summer again, and this thing buggers off, but I think it's here to stay for a while. So what have we got coming up? We've got the other video, the last final ride on this bike, and my final thoughts and views and what I think of it, good and bad. There's a lot of good, but there's a couple of points that I would like them to change on the next Street Scrambler. Although I'm not a lover of this grey coloured tank, they have just released for 2022 a gold line version of this, and it's got like a matte blue, like a electric blue. Looks absolutely amazing, and I'll pop a picture on screen just now. I actually saw this bike a couple of weeks ago now, and yeah, if I was going to buy a Street Scrambler, that's the one I go for. Or if you could get hold of one of 1,000 gold lines that we featured on the channel a couple of months ago now, I'll also put a link in the top right hand corner to that one. That was beautiful, and that's the gold line, the Street Twin, not the Scrambler. We've still got the Speedmaster to come. That was meant to be here before this one, and unfortunately Triumph couldn't get it to me in time before Christmas, so that will be coming in the new year, as well as the Triumph Bobber. And also we'll be out trying to get a test ride on the Kawasaki Z650 that I saw at Motorcycle Live. So I'll be down to Preston Motorcycles to try and take their demo out. Other bikes that are on the channel, yeah, there's a few surprises coming in 2022. Different brands and makes and models. We've got an electric motorcycle coming. You're probably going, oh no, really? Yeah, this is a electric motorcycle that doesn't cost the earth and also is in a classic motorcycle style. That bike is called Maving, M-A-E-V-I-N-G. Go and take a look at maving.com and you'll see what I mean. They're not the fastest of bikes. They'll do about 45-50 miles an hour, I believe, and they've got about an 80-mile range. But as a commuter for the city, or even just, you know, for the country, if you're wanting just to poodle out, I think they're a really, really great little bike. And we've got some of those coming in the new year to test and have a look at. And you can even get the single battery version or the dual battery version to give you more range, just like a cassette really, that pulls out from the side of where the engine is, charges in 2.5 hours, which is fantastic. Yeah, I'm just interested to get those on. Not really interested in electric motorcycles myself, but because it's kind of a classic looking motorcycle, then I think it's just a little bit different, and I think it'd be quite cool if you live in a city to use as a commuter bike to work and back. So stay tuned for those. And then the other bikes that I'm super stoked about trying to get hold of in 2022, hopefully by spring we'll have some of the new Triumph Tiger 1200s on the channel, and also the Tiger 660 Sport, which I think is going to be one of Triumph's best sellers this year. And that's got the same engine as the Triumph Trident, which was a great seller for them in 2021. So stay tuned for those. Really excited to get some of those on the channel. But other than that, we've got beautiful countryside. It's not raining, it's not too cold. Got my heated gear on, so I'm nice and warm. Literally I could ride this bike all day long. It's such a pleasure to just poodle around the lanes, take in the beautiful countryside and the views. Stunning scenery. Got a fishing lake here on the right hand side. And yeah, wishing you all a good new year and a fantastic 2022. Wish you all well, folks. So if you're not a subscriber to the channel, and hit that subscribe button, ding that bell for future videos coming up, and we'll be back in about a week with the final ride and thoughts on this Street Scrambler. Stay tuned and have a great week, and I look forward to the new year, guys. Take care. Cheers.